ask us to draw a ring round the sum of the exterior angles of a quadrilateral. Okay, exterior sum of exterior angles. Okay, we know that whether it's a quadrilateral or not a quadrilateral, that the sum of exterior angle of any polygon will give you 360 degrees. Okay, so the answer to that is 360 degrees. They say exterior, not interior. So that's what they try to bring out here to confuse a lot of students, because some people will quickly rush to circle 180 because they think that they are asking them the sum of angles in an equilateral triangle, okay, which is not what they are asking. So let's move to the next one. They say draw a ring around the unit that would be most suitable for measuring the mass of a ship. Okay, so we know that a ship is a heavyweight a machine, or like call it vehicle. So there is no way you can use microgram, because microgram is quite little to use to measure the mass of the ship. So the right, of course, these ones are not even does not measure mass. These are data. This one measures data, and this light years, that's time. So the best one to use to measure the mass of the is ton. Okay, so Mia says y is more than x squared. Y is 3 more than x. And when we say that something is more than something, it simply means that when you subtract 3 or when you add 3 to whatever is more than, you will get that. So that means that um, you are going to add 3 to s squared to be able to get y. So we can go direct and write our answer in the space provided, which is 3 plus s squared. Okay. All right. So the next one is that here are the first 5 terms of the sequence: 11, 14, 19, 26. They now ask us find the next 2 terms in the sequence. So the first thing you need to understand is what is the dimension, or what is the dynamic of the sequence. So let's find out difference between these two. 11 and 14 is giving us 3. 14 and the 19 is giving us 5. Okay. 19 and 26 is giving us 7. And 26 and 35 is giving us 9. So you can see that the number keep going, the difference keep growing by 2. So the next one is going to be plus 11, while the next one is going to be plus 8. So let's do that. 35 plus 11, that will give us 46. So the next one is going to give us 46. Okay. And 46 plus 13 this time around is going to give us 59. So 59 becomes the next 10. So that's 46. I hope you can be able to see that well. So let's move to the next question. So the next question, they say here is the net of a triangular prism. It is found from 3 rectangle and a 2 right angled triangle. So of course this is a rectangular based prism. So they now ask us to tick to show if each of these facts about the face of the rectangle prism is true. So they say that the 3 rectangular prism has the same area, 3. So we need to literally find the area of each of these. So the first one, which is this, our area is going to give us, so let's call it A1, is going to give us 1 over 2 times 12 times 5. That's 1 over 2 height times base. So that will give us 30. So for this particular one, we know that if here is 12, it simply means that here is also 12, and we can see that the base is a squared base. Oh, not a square, because this place is 5, and from here this side is 6. So let's put the dimensions for each of these. So this will give us 12. Here is 6. Here is 6. Here is 12. Here is 5, of course. Here is 6. Here, the dimension from here to here will be the same thing with the dimension from here to here. So we make this one to be 13. Here is also 13. Then for this one, they are identical. These two are identical. So that will give us 12. That will give us, okay. So if the area of this one, area A1 equals to 13, we have gotten that this one A1 equals to 30. Okay. So coming here, this is a rectangle. So this times this will give us that. Let's call it A2, as 12 times 6 is giving us 70. 2 Then this one also 13 times 6. 13 times 6 will give us 78. Okay. Then this one will also give us 5 times 6 will give us 30. Okay. So the area of this is 30, 30, 30, 72, and 78. So with that now, we can come to our question. They say that the three faces have the same area. So it's 30, this one here is 30, and this one here is 30. So three faces has the same area. So that's true. Now, then I said that the area of the largest face is 72. We have 72 here, we have 78 here. True. So we go and click not true, which is false. Okay. Okay, moving on to the next question. This question, okay, point A has a coordinate 1 and 2. Okay, we can see that. Then they now say that point A is first translated by a vector 3 and 1. So when we say translation by a vector 3 and 1, it simply means that, of course, this is our vector. So it simply means that it moves from positive x axis 3 steps and positive y axis 1 step. Why this one, there's no movement in the x-axis, but there's movement in the y-axis. So let's make the translation 3 and 1. So from A, positive 3, so we have 1, 2, okay, and 3. That's 1, that's 3. Then we now have 1 step on 2. So that's on the y-axis, that's 1 here. So here becomes our B, okay. Then they now say that B is then translated by a vector 0 to give 0 and -5 to give C. So let's move C now. Let's get C from B. So we'll move negative, which is downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here becomes our C. Okay. So they're not asking us the coordinates of C. So the S value for C is 4, while the Y value of C is 2. Okay. So you can as well add the two vectors. You can as well add the two vectors and add it to the original vector. Okay. What I mean is that the original vector is A, which is 1 and 2. So A is 1 and 2. So we have 1, 2. Then you can add these two. When you add these two here, you're going to have 3 and -4. Okay. So when you add this together to the A, remember this is your A, this addition of the two vector, which is translation. So when you add it to this, you're going to have 4 and 9, which is the same with what we have here. Okay. So moving on, we have this. They say that pencil can be bought in small pack or in large pack. So small pack contains 3 pencils, while the large pack contains 5 pencils. Okay. They say Mike buys M small pencil. So we don't know the number, N small pencil, packets, okay, and N large pencil packets, okay. Altogether, he buys 56 pencils. So draw a ring, grant the equation that represents the situation. So it's very simple. So M contains small pack, that means 3M, we don't know the number of pack, which is M pack, plus N contains 5, so we have 5N to give us 86. So wherever we have that, oh, that's not it. So let's erase that. So where do we, okay, here is it here. So we have this, okay. All right, so moving to the next one, they say that the graph shows the cost in dollars, okay, of different masses of strawberry and raspberry, okay. So for the strawberry, we can see the graph. For the raspberry, you can see the graph. They say, find how much more 1 kg of raspberries cost more than, okay, than 1 kg of raspberries. So from the what we have here, let's look at. You can see that from here, that 1 kg costs this 6, of course, 2, 4, 6, 8. So for this one, 1 kg will give you $6. Okay, give you $6. Then for this one, we can see that here 5 kg will give us 50. So if 5 kg is giving us 50, it simply means that one will give us 10. So For this one kg is equals to $10. Okay, so this one 1 kg is $6, and this one 1 kg is $10. So now ask us, find how much more 1 kg of this will cost uh, than 1 kg of this. So when you do your 10 minus 6, you have your what? 4. So that's $4. So you come here and write your 4. Okay, so this problem here is a problem on inverse proportion. Okay, so it is that it will take 5 workers 12 days to harvest some apples. How many workers are needed to harvest these apples in 4 days? So, 5 to 12, and we are looking for number of workers that will harvest it in 4 days. Okay, so how do we solve that? 5 times 12 equals to x times 4. So by the time you divide here by 4, divide here by 4, 4 will cancel out 4. You have your s remaining 4 here, 1, 4 here, 3. So 5 times 3, that will give us 15. So it will need 15 workers. Okay, it will need 15 workers to do that in 4 days. Okay, so move to the next one. They ask us to complete each statement to make it true. Complete each statement to make it true. Okay, so we have 8 over this. So we cancel this one, 4 here, 1, 4 here will give you 2. So you write your 2 here. You now come to the next one. This indices problem. Okay, so what do you need to? We know that in indices, when you have a n times a n, give you a n plus n. So 12 will give us 11 plus 1. That means this y1, or you just write your y. Then here, this is also an indices problem where we need to apply a n into n to give you a n, okay, or a n times n. So which number times 2 will give us 10? That's 5. So we have W5. Okay, W5 times 2 will give us W. All right, so moving on, we have question 11. A train company says the probability that a train arrives at a station on time is this. Okay, Ahmed selects at random of sample of 80 trains arriving at this station. Calculate expected number of these trains that will arrive on time. So we have given the probability of arriving on time, and we are dealing with 80 of this train. So it's very simple. All we need to do is do 0.85 times 80. 0.85 times 80 will give us 68. So 68 train of the total of 80 train are likely to arrive on time following the probability given to us. Okay. Okay, the next problem we have here, they said draw a ring to match the equivalent inequality. So all we need to do is to express this as a single inequality like this and check the one that will give us the same thing. So for this one here, I will have x minus 1 greater than 2. So when this one cross over here, become plus. So x greater than 2 plus 1. So we have x greater than 3. So this one match to this. Okay, and for this one, divide both sides. We have 2x greater than 2, divide both sides by 2, divide both sides by 2. This and this will go. We have x greater than 1. So this one will match to this. Then for this one, when you cross and multiply here, we are going to have x greater than 2. So make this one 2. Okay. All right. They now ask us to solve an inequality. So it's very simple. Like I always say, I take my unknown expression to a place that will make it positive, okay? Not that when you have it as days that you cannot solve. So I'm going to solve this in 2 ways. First is when I decide to leave it, okay? When I decide to leave it, what is going to happen? So I have less than equals to 20. So when this 11 crossover become minus, I'm going to have minus 2s less than equals to 20 minus 11. That is going to give me minus 2s less than equals to. So by the time I divide by minus 2, minus 2, this and this will go s. In inequality, when you divide by minus, by negative value, the inequality sign will change. So I'm going to have something like this 4 over 4.5. Okay, 4.5. Or I can as well take my minus 2x to the other side. I'm doing 20 to the other side. I have 11 minus 20 less than equal to 2s cos theta becomes plus 2s. So this will give me minus 9 less than equal to 2s. So divide by 2, divide by 2. I will have minus, oh, okay, so solving for midpoint of A and B, I have these values. Solving for midpoint of C and D, I have that value. Okay, so if you get this point on the Cartesian plane, you will notice that this point will be somewhere here. Okay, that's the midpoint, which is below the x-axis. So that will give us here. Then for this one, s is minus 3 and y is 0, which will be on somewhere here, which is on the x-axis. Okay, so that's how the answer of that one is going to look like. So let's move to the next question. Okay, in this question, they say that when 80 is increased by 8%, the result is between 105 and 110. A is a multiple of 4. Find the possible values of A. Okay, so what we're going to do here is that we're going to assume that the result is 105 and also assume that the result is 110. Then, when we now get the value of A, we now ask ourselves, what are the values that will be divisible or yes, that are multiples of 4 in within this result for the value of A. So let's do that. They say 8 is increased by 8%. So 8% of 80, 8% of 80 will give us 8 over 100 times 80. Okay, so this is the percentage. Then when you increase it by 80, you're going to have, so this will give you 0.8a plus 80. So it can either be 105 or 0.8a plus 80 equals to 110. Okay, so we're going to find a on the both sides. Then we now look for the value of a, which is going to be a multiple of 4. So from here, 0.8a equal to 108 minus 80. So that will give us 0.8a equal to. So 108 minus 80 will give you 28, and a give you 28 over 0.8. And 28 divided by 0.8, that will give you 35. Okay, so a as 35. Let's solve for a here. So when you solve for a here, you have that 0.8a equals to 110 minus 80. So that will give you that 0.8a equals to 30. So a equals to 30 divided by 0.8, which is equal to. So let's check that. 30 divided by 0.8, that will give you 37.5. So we have a between 37.5 and what? 35. So which number that is divisible by 4 that is between 37 and 35, that will make our a to be equals to 32. So this is the only value that is divisible by 4, or there is a multiple of 4 that are between 35 and 37.5. Okay, remember this particular part of the exam is a paper that you can write with your calculator. So don't forget to go to the exam with your calculator on the day of writing your paper too. All right, so moving on. So they say that the grid shows the position of the triangle P and our triangle Q. Okay, so we have P, we have Q. They're asking us fully, okay, describe fully the single transformation that maps our triangle P onto triangle Q. Okay, so if you look at this from triangle P to triangle Q, these are actually a rotation. Okay, a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So we can make note of that is a rotation. Okay, rotation 90 degrees anti-clockwise, or you say counterclockwise, whichever one you decide to use. Anti-clockwise. Okay, now, but there's something missing. Since we have confirmed this rotation, we need to get the center. So where is going to be our center? Center will be a point from here to here that will give us 90 degrees. Okay, so if you get this point to this point here, get this point to this point, that's our 90 degrees here. Okay, so this become our center. So center will give us if you move down a little, you have it as 5 and 7. So center is going to be 5. So with the whole of that information, we can write the whole of this, okay, in a statement down here. Okay, let's write it. They say that it is a rotation, keep writing rotational, okay, okay, rotation in uh, anti-clockwise by 90 degrees, okay, with center 5 and 7. Okay, so that's the full description of the single transformation from uh, the triangle P onto from here onto Q. Okay, so let's move to the next. Let's move to the next question. Okay, let's see that the diagram shows two circles, each with center O. Okay, so we can see two circles there in each one. So let's tag the small one R1, which is 11, and R2, which is 11 plus 7 will give us 18. Okay, so with this, we can now read the question and know what they are asking us to find. Having knowing the radius of the circles, now let us look at the question now. They say that show that the circumference of a large circle is approximately 44 cm more than the circumference of the smaller circle. Okay, so with this, let's call the larger circle circumference C2 because we have already used R2 as the radius of the larger circle. So C2 is going to give us 2 pi R2. Okay, so with that, I have 2 times 22 over 7 times 18. So with your calculator, you can get your answer. So that will give you 113 points. Let's say 1 dm. So C1 now will give us 2 times 22 over 7 times R1 is 11. So that will give you 69.1. Okay, so when you say the difference, so C2 minus C1, that will give you 113.1 minus 69.7. So that will give you, so we have 43 points. Of course, that's because of the approximation which we have made here. So you can see that we can, or you can write your 5. Okay, let's take this one more, and this one is 1 here. If you do that, you're going to have something close to this, which is approximately 44. Okay, of course, that's why they use the word approximately, because we know that some people will definitely use they do not specify the pi to use, whether to use 22 over 7 or to use your 3.142. So all those things are actually going to affect the actual value that you're going to have. But the most important thing is that your result must be as close as possible to 44. Okay, when you have anything of 3.8 whatever, or you have 44 point whatever, your answer is perfectly correct. Okay, so moving to the next question. Oh, this question is on statistics. Okay, so in this problem of mean, this is a group data. So we have a formula for mean. X bar equals to summation of fx over summation of f. So let's first of all get the total here. So this is 16 plus 4, that's 20. So we write 0. 2 plus, that's from 20, we take 2 plus 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 100. So the total frequency here is 100. Okay. So we need to get the midpoint because this S value here, so X is the midpoint or mid-mark, whichever name you decide to call it. Okay. So it's either midpoint or mid-mark. So we need to find the midpoint between these numbers. So these numbers here, A is from a number from 20 to 29. So when you check 20 to 29, you'll find out that the mid value is 25, okay? Because 20, we have 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, which is 5 numbers. Then 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29, we have another 5 numbers. We just know that between 20 to 30, the mid number is going to give you 25, okay? So what we are going to do there is to find fx. Okay, so for the first one, we are going to have 25 times 34 plus the next one is going to be 35 times 18 plus the next one is going to give us 45 times 28. The next one is going to give us um 55 times 20. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is our summation fx. So that will give us the first one. So the first one, 25 times 34, will give us 850 plus 35 times 18. That will give us 630 plus 45 times 28. That will give us 1260 plus 55 times 20. That will give us 1100. 100. Okay, so when you add all these, we are going to start with 850 plus 630 plus 1260 plus 1100. Okay, so that will give you 3840. So that's the summation of fs. Therefore, x bar is equals to 3840 over summation f, which is 100. So that will give you 38.4. Okay, so which is our answer. So we'll come and write 38.4 years. All right, so the next one, a teacher asks the student to state the equation of two lines with a positive uh, gradient. Now, in gradient, equation of a line y equals to mx plus c. You notice that the gradient is the number that is attached to x. Okay, so here gradient is 1 and here gradient is 2. Okay, they say you should tick the correct answer, so this one is correct. For this one, gradient is -1. This one is wrong. For this one, gradient is 1 and gradient is 1 over 2, so this one is also correct. All right, so moving to the next question now. Okay, so they said that a shape is formed from a right angle triangle ABC and a semicircle with diameter CB. So they ask us the semicircles. They ask us to find the area of the whole shape. So we need to find the area of the shape. So from here you can see the sign that that AC is the same thing with BC. So it simply means that the whole of this is 6, and if the whole of this is 6, that means here is 3 and here is 3, which makes the radius of the semicircle to be what? 3. Now for the area for the right angle triangle, so we call it A1. A1 will give you 1 over 2 times 6 times 6, which will give you 18. Then A2 will give you pi r squared over 2. That's because it's a semicircle. So area of a circle divided by 2. Now with that, we can put in our values as 22 over 7 times 3 squared all over 2. So that will give you, so when you use your calculator to press all this, you're going to have 14.1. Okay, 14.1. So the area now is going to be the total of whatever you have. Therefore, area is equals to A1 plus A2. So that will give you 18 plus 14.1. So 18 plus 14.1 will give us 32.1. 32.1, of course, approximately. Did they tell us any condition? Okay, they did not tell us where to leave our answer, so you can leave your answer in what decimal place. So they now ask us to calculate the length AB. So for us to calculate length AB here, I think we are going to use Pythagoras theorem. So we say that AB square equals to AC square plus BC square. So that will give you 6 square plus 6 square. So which will give you 36 plus 36. That will give you 72. So AC square equals to 72. Therefore, AC equals to square root of 72. So when you take your square root of 72, you are going to have 8.4. 8 point, okay, let's say 49. Okay, so which is going to be approximately 8.5. All right, so moving next, this is a question on statistics. So we have that Anastasia asked the audience of a film if they liked it or not, or did not like it, okay, or did not like it. The compound bar chart shows her results. So you can see that among the adults, about 65. So we need to write this out, okay, because that's what's going to help us. For people that like the movie, for adults, we have 65, okay, and for children, we have 40. Then dislike, let's use the word dislike, okay. If you check here, from here to here is 10, so here to here is 5. So 5, okay, let's count it 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 adults dislike the movie, while 15 children dislike the movie. So we need to get the total number of people that participated in that pool. Okay, here is 95 and here is 55. That will give you total of 150. Okay, so 150 people participated. So this is the information that we have gotten from uh, the graph. So let's go and ask Sir our question. They said that show that 30% of the people in the audience did not like the movie. So first of all, total people that don't like the music. So movie, not music. So total dislike. Okay, so what we did is to first of all find the total number of people that dislike the movie or the film. Okay, so which we did here. Number of adults 65 that like the movie, 40 of children like the movie. Then for people that dislike the movie, we have about 30 for adults and 15 from children. So if you look at this, that's how we got all this information from the ground. So meaning that about total of 95 adults and 55 children. Then when it comes to people that like the movie, we have about 105 and about 45. Okay, so 105 people like the movie and 45 people dislike the movie. Now the person says that you should show that 30% of people in the audience did not like the movie. Okay, or did not like the film. We're calling it movie. Okay, so total dislike the movie, or total of people that dislike the movie, they are 45 in number from here. Okay, so the percentage of dislike will give you 45 over the total number of the audience, which is 150 times 100. So when you do that little calculation there, you're going to have 30%. All right, so let's move to the next one. Here they ask us that the distance between two cities is 17,000 kilometers. Okay, correct to the nearest thousand. So complete the inequality to show that the limit of distance. Okay, so if you approximate this number, is going to give you to nearest thousand is going to give you this. Then we need to have another number that we can also approximate to the nearest thousand to give us this. That's simply 17,400, because remember that we have less than here. So a number that is less than this is definitely going to give you 17,004. The maximum should be 999. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, 99. That's the maximum number. So when this number, when you approximate it to the nearest thousand, you are still going to have your 17,000 kilometers. Okay. All right. So moving on, we also have something like that again here, because they say that the mass of a bag here is 1 kg, correct to two decimal places. Okay, find the lower limit of the mass. So what is going to, so they're asking you something like this. So when you have 1.00 kg, so the number have to be more than 0.99. Okay, 9, that's the number. Just like what happened here, the lower bound is going to be 0.995. Okay, oh, less than, not less than, equals to. So take note of that. So that should be less than. That means if you have 4 here, by the time you do it, okay, that's what we are going to have here. That's what we are going to have here. So the answer is going to be 0.995. So this is the lower bound of the particular number that we approximated to give us that particular value. Okay, so moving on, we have a cylinder. They say that the solid cylinder. So for them to say solid cylinder, it simply means that the the top okay, surface and the base are all closed. Okay, so if they are all closed, that means we can actually measure the area of whatever we can use to close that off. Okay, so they ask us to do this. So what are we going to do here? We are going to use the value given to us for the curved surface area of a cylinder, use it to find the value of the R, okay, which is the radius. Then with that R, we can now use area of a circle to find our value, okay? So what's the curved surface area of a cylinder? Curved surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi RH, okay? 2 pi RH. So we have the curved surface area as 845 equals to 2 times 22 over 7 times R times H, which is 18. Okay, so with this now we can find the value of R. Okay, so that will give us 845 equals to find the value of all these, and we're going to have 11. If you use your calculator to press this, 113.14 R. Okay, so when you divide both sides by 113.14 over 113.14, so you have that this and this will go. You have your R. So your R will give you. So let's calculate that and see what we have as our answer. 845 divided by 113.14. So that will give you 7.47. Okay. So with this R now, we can use it to find the area of the top, which is A equals to pi R squared. So that will give us pi times 7.47 squared. So if you use your calculator very well, you are going to have you're going to have it as 175.2. So come and write our 175. Okay, the next one is that they ask us to find the value of the integer a and b if this whole thing here is equal to the whole thing here. Okay, so all I need to do is to simplify the left hand side. So this is my left hand side and this is my right hand side. When I simplify, I will compare to see what I have. So starting from the left hand side, if I open this bracket here, s times 5 will give us s squared. Oh, s times s will give us s squared. S times 5 will give us plus 5s. Minus 5 times s will give us minus 5s. And minus 5 times plus 5 will give us minus 25. Then I have my plus ax equal to, do the same thing here. I have s squared plus 12x minus 3x, and minus 3 times 12 will give us minus 36. Then you now have plus b. Okay, minus 36 plus b. So s squared will definitely cancel out with s squared. 5s minus 5s will go. So I have ax minus 25 equal to, these two here will give me 9x. Then minus 6 plus 25. So minus 36 plus b, not 25. Minus 636 plus b. Now, if you compare, the equation of s squared is a, the equation of s squared here is 9. Therefore, a equals to 9. Okay. Then the next thing is the constant here is the constant here. So these two are equal. That means minus 25 is equals to minus 36 plus b. So b, this one comes over here, minus 25 plus 36 equals to what? B. So minus 25 plus 36, that will give us that b is equals to 11. Okay, since we have gotten our answer for both A and B, we can write our answers here. So this A and B will give you 11. Okay. All right. So the last question we have is a probability which shows a tree diagram. Okay. So we are given all these, and we are told that the probability of red and red is 0.18, which is okay, 0.18. So how can we get that? What does that mean? Let's call here A. So it simply means that 0.6 times A will give you 0.18, because that's the way to calculate and in probability will give you multiplication. So with that, we can say that A equals to 0.18 over 0.6. So that will give you 0.3. Okay, so here we have 0.3. Now, if we know the value of these only two colors that we have, so if the probability of getting a red is 0.6, definitely probability of getting a blue will give you 0.4. Remember, the sum of these two must give you 1. So as we are going to solve this one will give you 0.3. That means here will give you 0.7. Red is 0.3, blue will give you what? 0.7. So that's how to fill up everything that you have there. So the next question they now ask us is to find the probability that both pick blue. So for them to both pick blue, so the probability of blue and blue, so that will give us blue and blue will give us 0.4 times 0.7. So 0.4 times 0.7, that will give us 0.28. So that's our answer. So you come here and write your 0.28. All right. Okay, so this is where we are going to round up for uh, our past question paper, which is Checkpoint Exam 2023 October.